Welcome to Tales from the Strip, where the glitz of Las Vegas hides chilling secrets. Join us as we explore spine-tingling horror stories and unsettling true crime tales that lurk beneath the neon lights. Subscribe now and prepare for a journey into the dark side of Sin City, where every story has a haunting twist. Let's dive into the darkness together.
Las Vegas, the city of dreams, they called it. I called it home, a place where the night never truly ends and the lights never dim. It was a city that thrived on the hopes and dreams of millions, a place where fortunes were made and lost in the blink of an eye. The constant jingle of slot machines, the clinking of glasses in the bars, the whoops and hollers from the casino floor. It was the soundtrack of my life. Every night was a symphony of chance and luck, a cacophony of human emotion that never ceased. I was a cocktail waitress at the Oasis, a shimmering mirage in the desert, just another face in the crowd, or so I thought. The Oasis was a place where dreams were served on silver trays, and I was the one delivering them, night after night. My days were predictable, a blur of serving drinks to tourists, avoiding handsy gamblers, and sharing tired jokes with co-workers. Each shift blended into the next, a never-ending cycle of service and smiles, of dodging unwanted advances and maintaining a facade of cheerfulness. Nights were for catching up on sleep, maybe grabbing a bite at the all-night diner down the street. The diner was a sanctuary, a place where I could unwind and reflect on the night's events, even if it was just over a cup of coffee and a slice of pie. It wasn't glamorous, but it was my life, my routine, my normal. The uniform, the walk to work, the familiar faces, they were all part of a world that felt safe and predictable. Little did I know, normal was about to fade away like the memory of a dream upon waking. The stability I had come to rely on was about to be shattered, leaving me to navigate a new and uncertain reality. My world was about to be flipped, tossed and shattered, leaving me standing in the wreckage, utterly and terrifyingly alone. The shimmering lights of Las Vegas would soon become a distant memory, replaced by the harsh and unforgiving darkness of an unknown future. It began subtly, like a whisper against the constant roar of the city. The neon lights flickered, casting long shadows that danced on the pavement, almost as if they were alive. The flashing lights of the casino, once just a backdrop, started to pierce through my skull like daggers. Each flash felt like a jolt, a reminder of something lurking just beneath the surface. The smell of perfume, sweat, and stale cigarettes, once barely noticeable, became nauseating. It was as if the very air had turned against me, thick and suffocating, making it hard to breathe. My reflection in the mirrored surfaces of the casino seemed off. It was like looking at a stranger, someone I didn't recognize, someone who was slowly fading away. My skin, usually tanned from the desert sun, appeared paler, almost translucent. It was as if the life was being drained from me, leaving behind a ghostly shell. My eyes, once a warm brown, now held an unsettling intensity, a glint that sent shivers down my spine. They seemed to bore into my soul, revealing fears I didn't know I had. Then came the dreams. Vivid, terrifying dreams of darkness and blood. They were so real, so vivid, that I could almost feel the cold touch of the shadows. I'd wake up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding in my chest, the sheets tangled around my legs like a predator's grasp. Each night, the dreams grew more intense, more horrifying. Something was wrong, deeply wrong. It was a feeling that gnawed at me, a sense of impending doom that I couldn't shake off. And I couldn't shake the feeling that it was only the beginning. The city, with all its lights and glamour, was hiding something dark, something that was slowly creeping into my life. The thirst started innocently enough. At first, I dismissed it as simple dehydration. The desert air was notorious for sucking the moisture out of you, but no amount of water, juice, or soda could quench the insatiable thirst that burned in my throat. It was a primal craving, a gnawing hunger that seemed to originate from deep within my bones. The scent of blood, once repulsive, now held a strange allure, a magnetic pull I couldn't explain. One night, during my shift, a gambler cut his finger on a playing card. The metallic scent of blood hit me like a physical blow. My stomach lurched, not in disgust, but in a horrifying, desperate hunger. I had to get out of there. I stumbled out of the casino, the artificial lights burning my eyes, the cacophony of sound making my head pound. I reached the employee bathroom, a dingy space with cracked tiles and flickering fluorescent lights. Staring back at me from the broken mirror above the sink was a stranger. Her skin was as pale as moonlight. Her eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and two elongated fangs protruded from her upper gums. Two fangs. The blood, the thirst, the dreams. It all came crashing down on me in that moment. The stories, the legends, the myths I'd dismissed as nothing more than folklore all flooded my mind. I knew, with a chilling certainty, what I had become. A monster. A vampire. Panic seized me. My reflection in the mirror, a grotesque mockery of my former self, seemed to mock my terror. What was happening to me? How could this be real? The once familiar sights and sounds of the Las Vegas Strip now seemed alien, threatening. The crowds of tourists, once just a blur of faces, now appeared as potential prey, their veins pulsing beneath their skin like neon signs. I was trapped in a nightmare, a twisted reflection of the city's glittering facade. The darkness that had always lurked beneath the surface of Sin City had seeped into my soul, transforming me into something monstrous, something inhuman. Days turned into nights, and nights bled into an unending cycle of fear and hunger. The once comforting routine of my life now felt like a prison, a gilded cage where I was both captive and captor. The smell of food, once enticing, now filled me with a mixture of revulsion and an all-consuming hunger I couldn't satisfy. My reflection in the mirror grew more and more unsettling, a constant reminder of the monster I had become. The glittering lights of the Las Vegas Strip, once a symbol of excitement and promise, now felt like a cruel joke. I was a creature of darkness, forever tethered to the shadows, hiding from the very world I used to be a part of. Section 7. The hunger for answers. The thirst, the burning, insatiable thirst, was a constant torment. I craved it, loathed it, and feared it in equal measure. It was a hunger that could never be truly satiated, a gnawing emptiness that threatened to consume me entirely. I knew I wouldn't give in to the darkest urges surging within me. But how long could I resist? How long could I deny this monstrous new nature that was as much a part of me as my own beating heart? Desperate for answers, I scoured the internet, devoured ancient texts, and haunted dusty libraries, searching for any scrap of information that could shed light on my condition. Section 8. Secrets Whispered in the Wind. My search for answers led me down a rabbit hole of ancient lore and modern conspiracy theories. I learned of different vampire lineages, each with their own unique abilities and weaknesses. I discovered tales of ancient bloodlines, secret societies, and whispered rumors of others like me hiding in plain sight. The more I learned, the more questions I had. What had triggered my transformation? Was it a virus? A curse? Some genetic anomaly? And most importantly, was I alone in this terrifying new reality? The wind seemed to whisper secrets through the neon canyons of the Strip, taunting me with the possibility that I wasn't alone. That somewhere, out there in the darkness, there were others who understood what I was going through. Section 9. Searching for others in the shadows. Driven by a desperate hope and a primal need for connection, I began to see the city with new eyes. The familiar streets and towering buildings transformed into a labyrinth of possibilities, each corner a potential meeting point. I sought out the hidden corners, the places where shadows clung and secrets whispered. These were the places where the city's true essence lay, away from the glaring lights and bustling crowds. I observed, listened, and waited, searching for any sign, any clue, that might lead me to others of my kind. Every rustle of movement, every flicker of light, held the promise of discovery. The city that never slept seemed to hold its breath, hiding its secrets beneath a veil of neon and glitter. The vibrant lights and constant activity masked a deeper, more enigmatic reality. But I could feel it, a subtle shift in the energy, a whisper of something ancient and powerful lurking just beneath the surface. It was as if the city itself was alive, breathing and watching. I could sense them, I was sure of it. The feeling was undeniable, a magnetic pull that guided my steps through the darkness. Hidden in plain sight, camouflaged by the city's dazzling facade, they watched and waited, just as I did. We were all part of the same silent dance, moving through the shadows, seeking connection in a world that seemed determined to keep us apart. Section 10. Am I alone in this darkness? The fear was a constant companion, a shadow that clung to me even in the darkest corners of the city. But alongside the terror, a new feeling began to bloom within me, a sense of belonging, of kinship with something ancient and powerful. I was a monster, yes, but I was not alone. The city that had once been my prison now felt like a hunting ground, a place of infinite possibility. I am a vampire, and this is my city now. And somewhere out there, in the labyrinth of neon and shadows, I will find others like me. I have to, because the thought of facing this eternity alone is a darkness even I cannot bear.
Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through Tales from the Strip. If you enjoyed these spine-tingling stories of horror and true crime, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tale from the shadows. Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more stories that reveal the darker side of Sin City.